In here we have our Fujifilm strap, which will never be used. Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ben and I'm a photographer and videographer based in North Wales. I have been waiting for this moment for a short while. I had my studio prepped, cameras ready to go, ready to make this video, and then I got very ill. My voice is not its normal self, so a very quick one today. Let's do a little unboxing of the brand new Fujifilm X100VI. Quick look at the box. You may notice the label on the front here. I went for a black one this time. I used to have the X100V and boy did I regret selling that thing. I could not get a hold of another one. That was a silver model, which I loved. I really liked the look of it, but for me it just stood out a little bit too much for my liking. So I thought I'd try the black one this time. Let's open it up. So we've got our standard literature, register your camera, owner's guide, and a exclusive free trial to capture one. This will be our accessories, I imagine. How do we open this? So in here we have our Fujifilm strap, which will never be used. A Type A to Type C USB cable for charging. We get some nice little leather eyelet covers. This is so that when you've got these on the camera, they're not going to scratch against the camera body itself or anything else for that matter. They're covered in this nice leather material. Nice. And then of course our battery, which is, as with the previous models, the MPW126S. Let's get this on charge. And of course, the main event. This is my new Fujifilm X100VI. From memory, it feels very familiar to the X100V that I once owned. All these nice tactile dials and buttons on top. You know what? I do like the black. I'm glad I went for this colour over the silver. Now I have also already been ordering some accessories for this camera. Most of the accessories I had for the X100V I sold with the camera, thinking I wasn't going to get another one. How silly of me. The first thing I've bought is one of my favourite accessories for the X100V. This is a filter from Nisi, or Nisi. This is just a UHD UV filter, but not quite like a UV filter you may have seen before. I did do a video specifically about this filter. I'll leave a link up here. Back in the day when I was making a lot of Fujifilm X100V content. It comes in this nice little hard pouch, which I love for just keeping in the bag if you're not wanting to use it. There we go, that is it. So as you can probably tell, it's not like your standard UV filter, such as this old Hoya skylight filter. This one is actually designed with these X100 cameras in mind. This will screw directly onto the front of the lens, protecting it, essentially weather sealing it. And my favourite part, which I can show you now that it's on, you can still use the original Fujifilm lens cap. Straight over the top of it. As you may know, the filter threads on this camera, on this lens, are a bit unconventional by way of being the wrong way round essentially. So if you wanted to put a standard 49mm filter on there, you wouldn't be able to do it as normal, but you'd have to flip it backwards and then you'd be able to thread it on, like so. The other issue with this camera is that the lens actually protrudes outwards when it switches on, when it's focusing. So having a standard filter on the front of it there is probably going to block the lens from doing its thing. So what you would need to do is have another 49mm filter ring without a lens in it. Screw that on first to give you a bit of a spacer, then you can screw on your actual filter, like so. For the sake of saving all that faff, I think this is a great way to go, and I would say it very much fits the aesthetic of the camera as well. Are you really a Fujifilm X100V owner or 6 owner if you don't have a shutter button on top of it? I thought I'd ordered a pack of 2. Perhaps not. But anyone who's used these cameras before will know the shutter button is I don't know, something about it. You just want a little something extra, some positive feedback when you're not looking at the shutter button, to be able to definitely find and depress it. This shutter button is in fact threaded, which means we can buy one of these little shutter button caps and screw it in. Most of these caps will have a little rubber grommet on there as well, which means once it's tightened it shouldn't untighten itself. That's nice and tight, and that now is a much more pleasing, I'd say, much more positive in terms of actual feel. You know for sure that is the shutter button. I was going to get a red one. I don't know why I didn't get a red one, but they're fairly cheap. I might pick up another one. Next on the list, I never actually owned one of these for my X100V, but I kind of fancied it. This is a little thumb grip for the back of the camera. I, like many photographers, I'm used to using the likes of Sony A7 IV, Canon cameras, Nikon cameras. We're very used to having a nice firm grip on the camera. With the profile of this camera, that's not something very easily adapted to. So this is our new thumb grip. It slides into the hot shoe, like so, and then I'd say immediately that does feel much better in the hand. I can quite easily leave a fairly loose grip with my fingers, with my thumb notched against it there. That does actually feel very secure. Yeah, that's quite nice, that is very nice. Then otherwise I've just got some spare batteries. I've got one of these Harnell batteries, but I did also pick up a couple of used Fujifilm genuine batteries, and I also have just a few different filters as well, including a polarizer from Vivitar, which I picked up on a jumble sale at Cambrian Photography last weekend. We're going to need a memory card in the bottom. Let's switch her on. Here we go. So this is going to take a little bit of practice, I think, for me again, to get used to this camera again. Figuring out all the different modes and obviously colour profiles, film simulations, all of that good stuff. So I'm going to call it there. Thank you for watching. I cannot wait to actually start shooting with this camera. I've ever so missed the X100V since I sold it. this camera I intend to keep and use for a long time to come. I'll no doubt be making more content on this camera and accessories and whatnot, so if you want to see more videos like this, please do hit subscribe down below, give it a like if you liked it, and if you got any questions, do leave a comment down below. I'll try and get back to you. Otherwise, thanks for watching, be good, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.